Hello and welcome back to my Crochet YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to crochet these cute keychains that are perfect for your everyday use. To begin, I'll show y'all the materials you'll need for this project. I use a light blue yarn, I use a 5mm crochet hook, I'm going to be using a key ring for the keychain part of this keychain you can get from really any craft store. I'll be using my needle, my scissors, and a tape measure. So let's get started. To start, you're going to make a slip knot. So what I do is I take the shorter end and put it in the front and pull it behind the long end. And I yarn over and pull through the loop. And I make sure to pull tight for that knot. And then I'm going to chain 5. So once you finish your 5, you're going to start by doing single crochets into the loops, but you're going to skip the first loop. So you're going to go into the second loop, not this one, but this one. And you're just going to do a single crochet. So insert the hook, loop over, and pull through both of those loops. And you're going to do that for the next 3 loops. So insert your hook, and then yarn over and pull through both of the loops. You're going to continue doing a single crochet into these last 2 loops, and it should be 4 across. And then you're going to go into the last chain. You're going to insert the hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And then to finish off this row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. So, to start the next row, you're going to do the same single crochets into the 4 loops across. So you're going to start by inserting your hook into that first stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And you're going to do that to the next 3 stitches. And this is going to be the same pattern. You continue until you get to about 8.5 inches. And you can go to whatever length you would prefer, but for this tutorial, I'm going to do a keychain and go ahead and just do 8.5 inches long. So you're going to insert your hook into this 4th stitch across, which will be the last one, and you're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. So once again, repeating the previous one, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both of those loops, and continue for the next 3 stitches. You will continue for a total of 4 times across. And once you get to the end, you're going to repeat by chaining 1 and turning your work. So I'll go ahead and do another one. You're going to insert your hook and pull through the both loops. And continue once again for the next 3 stitches, the same single crochet. And once you get through this last stitch, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And you're going to continue this for about 8.5 inches or whatever you would like, and then we can meet back up. So I have made it to my 8.5 inches. I'll show y'all with my measuring tape just to make sure. As you can see, I have made it to 8.5 inches. And once again, you can do whatever length you prefer. And for the next part, all we're going to be doing is a slip stitch into the stitches around the entire keychain. So you're going to do this into each edge, all 4 sides, until you get back to the top corner. So you're going to insert your hook into that first stitch, and you're going to just do a slip stitch. And you're going to do this all the way around. So insert your hook and do your slip stitch. And once you are finished and make it back to the top corner, we can meet back up for the next step. I have made it to my last row of slip stitches, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it off by inserting my hook and pulling through the loops. I'm going to chain one and go ahead and turn my work. So these two pieces are going to be getting stitched together in order to make the keychain. So all you're going to be doing for this is insert your hook into both sides of the ends. So you're going to insert it into this side and into the other end of the keychain. And it can be kind of tough to get into these loops at first, but it does get easier after you're done with this row. So you're just going to do another slip stitch across this row as well. And you're going to pull through both of those loops. And then you're going to do it again. You're going to stick your hook through both ends. And you're going to take your yarn and pull through all of the loops. And then do it for another 2 times. So you're just going to be doing 4 cross. So once you make it through all 4, you're going to chain 1 and you're not going to turn your work. You're just going to leave it on this side. And you're going to go ahead and go into the next step. So you're going to go ahead and insert your hook into the first stitch and do a single crochet. And you're going to do this 4 times across once again. Just a single crochet into each of the stitches. And then once you get to the 4th one, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. You're going to repeat this step until you get enough length to cover your keyring. So you're going to go ahead and do this into your 4th stitch and chain 1 and turn your work. And continue just doing your single crochets across. Now I have completed it and I'm going to go ahead and finish off with that chain 1. So I'm going to make sure my keyring fits on nicely. I'm going to fold this over and it looks like it fits. It can move easily, so I'm getting ready to stitch it on. I'm going to cut my yarn about here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a loop through my yarn to make a knot. I'm going to make sure to pull it tight so it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my keyring and my needle. I'm done with my hook now. I'm going to stick my keyring onto the tongue I'm going to go ahead and pull the yarn through, fold it over, and I'm going to stick my needle on my yarn. So I'm going to pull that yarn through, and I'm going to go ahead and insert my needle into this very first stitch. So it's going to go through the front and the back, and you're going to make sure that you're going under the key ring so that it's getting in there. So I'm going to stick my needle through the first 2 stitches, and I'm going to pull it through. So once I get it through, I'm going to pull my yarn tight, And then I'm going to go through the back side and connect it to the front. I'm going to go through the back and the front to connect the two sides. And I'm going to pull my needle through and make sure I'm pulling the yarn pretty tight so that my keyring is nicely in there. I'm going to go ahead and do it for my third time, and I'm just going to do this 4 times across. So I'm going to go into my last 2 loops. Going to connect the 2 ends and pull through. So I like to go back through another time just to make sure it's very secure in there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my needle back in on the front side and go to the back to connect again. And it can sometimes be tough with my big needle, but I'm going to push it through and pull my yarn tight. And I'm going to do this 4 times across. So that was my first one. This will be my second one. And I'm just repeating what I did last time and just making sure I get it extra secure. So one more time connecting the back and the front together. And once I finish, I'm going to pull the yarn tight and I'm going to go ahead and knot it. So I'm just going to stick my needle in to a stitch, doesn't really matter where. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to pull through, keep a loop, and I'm going to put my needle through that hole and pull tight in order to knot it. And then once I feel like this is tight, I go ahead and stick my needle into any space really, and I get it to the inside of my keychain so it's hidden. So I stick it through, and as you can see, it's on the inside part of my keychain. I'm going to get my needle through. I'm going to flip my keychain inside out so that I can knot these 2 strings together just for extra security. I normally do a triple knot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that another time. And then one more time just for extra safety. And then once I finish, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it looks good on the outside. And then I'll flip it back to the inside and go ahead and just snip these ends with some scissors. And now you have a completed crocheted keychain. These are perfect for your everyday use and so cute. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you have any recommendations, you can leave those in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.